How you doing, folks? Yours truly, Randy Rand here. Welcome to today's talk. Today we switched up gears a little bit and we spoke to my cousin, Deshawn Curtis. He's out there in Kansas City, Missouri, and he's a lifelong Eagles fan. Now, being that I'm a Washington Redskin fan, uh, we're naturally sworn enemies. But at any rate, we got together and we talked about the recent firing of Philadelphia Eagles head coach Chip Kelly, who was fired by the Philadelphia Eagles today. And, I got his thoughts about it as well as his thoughts about some of the things that are going on in the NBA. We talked a little bit about the Golden State Warriors as well as the San Antonio Spurs. And I was kind of interested in finding out, his thoughts about LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I think you'll find that to be a bit interesting. So, again, we switched up a little bit here at today's talk, and we talked a little bit about sports, as I am quite the sports fanatic and NBA enthusiast, as well as NFL and in Major League Baseball as well. I'm a Yankee fan, so and hope you enjoyed the interview. Thanks. And we're back. Yours truly, Randy Rand, here in the house, and we are going to change up a few things. We're going to talk about some sports, and on the phone we have Mr. Deshawn Curtis, who in full disclosure, is my cousin, and he is a big-time Philadelphia Eagles fan. And,
Yes,
of course, I'm a Washington Redskins fan, so of course, we're naturally enemies. But we're going to talk a little bit about the Chip Kelly firing out in Philadelphia. How you doing, Deshaun?
How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing good.
Good, good. I certainly would appear. I think it would appear that you are very happy about the Chip Kelly firing in Philadelphia.
Oh yes, like I said, more than happy.
Yeah.
Borderline ecstatic about the idea.
Other than the losing, which can be, the bottom line for him being fired, what else do you see as a reason for him being fired in the first place?
Well, it first all boiled down for me personally. I believe it all started when he started to change the roster, as far as not resigning LaShawn McCoy, which I think was a big mistake because he's doing his thing in Buffalo, that he probably living in that area, and Deshaun Jackson. Again, as you know, being a Skins fan, he's out there doing. You guys just whooped up on us.
Yeah, thank you for that trade. But thank you for that trade, by the way. I really appreciate it.
But like again, I believe it all started with the roster moves. It didn't all pan out, and then the big mistake for me, I think, is when we released Nick Foles. Again, another up-and-coming star. It just had to be done. And then him trying to rebuild what I feel was a modified version of his Oregon team.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
Now, in your opinion, how should Philadelphia move forward as an organization?
Well, we have good pieces. We just need to be coached better. Honestly, we need to continue to improve on our defense. Use what we have and use what we have to our potential. We could be a good team. It's just we're just a few pieces away, and we just need to be coached better.
Now, with regards to quarterback, I mean, are you guys, speaking for yourself, of course, are you really satisfied with I think it's Sam Bradford that you have as quarterback right now? Do you think you can move forward with him?
No, I don't. Again, like you said, this is strictly my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that Sam Bradford is a broken version of himself. Even when he wasn't broken, he wasn't that good to me. I just feel that Nick Foles, once he reaches his full potential, will surpass what Sam Bradford's done.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if we would have kept him in Philadelphia with a better coaching, better tutelage, we could have built around Nick Foles.
Mm-hmm.
Now Sam Bradford, he's done great things, when he was with the Rams. I'm not going to take anything from him, but I just don't think that he's a franchise quarterback for the future, for that matter.
When Chip Kelly, before he was made the boss, he was having some major butt-ins, he was having major problems with the GM, and they gave Chip Kelly full autonomy. They gave him, all the power that he wanted. I myself think that I thought it was a mistake first off because, number one, he's putting all the pressure on himself So, if he succeeds and if he were to be successful, all the credit goes to him. But boy, if it goes wrong like it did, all the blame is going to go on him, and now he's paying for that today.
Exactly.
Do you think that was a good move that Philadelphia gave him full autonomy the way that they did?
I do not. I feel that it kind of undermines the GM because the GM's job is to kind of backdoor the coach when he has to. You know what I mean? We're all human. Coach, working man, whatever. We're all human. So at some point, you're going to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the roster moves he made was Chip Kelly's mistake. And the GM probably told him that is a mistake. So, it's one of those typical school kid scenarios. You got to get in trouble. Both disagree. You go to the principal. So they go to the principal. They go to the owner. Owner says, you know what? We're going to go with Chip Kelly. You got to give him a shot. So we're going to put everything in his place. And look, like you said, if it worked out, Chip Kelly would have been on a whole other level as far as football coaching goes.
Sure.
But like you said also, when it doesn't, he ends up where he's at.
Moving on a little bit from the Philadelphia Eagles, my Redskins are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And certainly at your expense, thank you very much. But in the most honest way, if you could just put your hatred aside for a minute for my Redskins, how do you think we're going to do in the playoffs?
I think for the Skins, I am biased, but all hatred to the left. I feel the Skins have the pieces to at least, get 2 wins. But it's going to come down to circumstances and situations as far as, who you guys end up playing after the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then where you guys play at, and how Kirk Cousins is going to hold up to the pressure and things of that nature. At least 1 to 2 wins. Any more than 2? Hey, that's from the guy upstairs.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm a Redskin fan, and I have been all my life. But I tell you the truth. I did not predict the Redskins to even come close to making the playoffs.
No,
much less be over 500 this year. Given the trouble that they were having in the the preseason, they didn't even know who was going to be quarterback. For crying out loud.
Yeah.
I was totally picking the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Certainly not in that order, but I would have definitely thought that Philadelphia and the Dallas Cowboys would have been at the top of the NFC East. I don't know how good they're going to be in the playoffs, but realistically speaking, I think it comes down to who we play.
Exactly.
I'd like to get my hands on Minnesota just for the sake of possibly beating them and getting to the second round. Because if we can beat whomever our first round opponent is and get to the second round, that's gravy. Then you're playing with the house's money. Now, about the NBA, who in the world is going to beat the Golden State Warriors?
The Golden State Warriors. That's it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Golden State's playing at a level to where no one can beat them but themselves.
Yeah.
Now, the one loss they did take to Milwaukee, Milwaukee played well, but Golden State also played horribly.
Well, let me ask you this, because two questions. One, the San Antonio Spurs, I think, can beat Golden State. I just don't know if they will or not. And secondly, who's going to come out of the East?
If Cleveland's not healthy, I'm a big basketball junkie, and I put a lot of thought in it, especially the way the East is starting to be strong like it used to be.
Yeah.
If Cleveland's not healthy, it should be Chicago.
Really?
Yes.
I've heard that story before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When Chicago was the number 1 seed a few years ago, and rightfully so. I mean, they were beasts, and they were beasts. But you know something? I'm not really convinced, and I'll tell you why. One, Derek D. Rose is not a healthy player. I don't think he's
not.
He's not a starter. I think he's better off coming off the bench and reducing his minutes. Might be pretty much better. Might make him better. Now, with regards to whom else that Chicago has, I'm not really impressed with whom Chicago has on their team to make them the favorites to win the East. I'm just not impressed.
The reason I say Chicago is not even because of Derrick Rose, and I agree with you 100% on him needing to come off the bench, be a role player more or less, and get his body back to 100% so he can actually produce as he used to. I agree with you on that. But they got this guy that goes by the name of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
For the last Jimmy Butler for the last, I want to say, maybe end of last season, going into this season, he's been averaging about 20, 22 a game. Like he's a pretty good player.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of role players, and Chicago's always played good deep. Maybe a few notches below San Antonio defense, but the defense is still there. The only reason I say Chicago, man, is if they can get Derrick Rose to just get a fraction of what he used to be.
Yeah.
And just mesh it in with what Jimmy Butler's doing now, that'll be fine to my East. But if Kyrie Irving's healthy, if Cleveland in general is healthy, Cleveland's coming out of East hands down.
I would agree. I would certainly agree with that. It kind of hurt me to see LeBron go through the changes that he went through last year, being in the finals and carrying Cleveland on his back. I think it was so unfair. But to tell you the truth, I really would like to see, say if, Golden State comes out of the West, which I'm pretty sure they will, but I wouldn't put anything past San Antonio. But
you really can't.
No, I wouldn't. But the thing is, if indeed Golden State did come out of the West, I certainly would like to see a rematch of last year, but with Cleveland being healthy. If indeed Cleveland is healthy, I think they beat Golden State last year, quite frankly. That's just my opinion.
You know what? I got to agree with you on that one. I don't know. Kyrie Irving, he's got this edge on him. And you match it with LeBron's competitive nature, especially if you can get a Kevin Love to tie in. I got to agree with you, man. The healthy Cleveland, if it doesn't beat the Warriors, it's definitely going to go down to Game 7, last second buzzer beater type deal.
Yeah, that kind of deal. Exactly. We are speaking to Deshawn Curtis out of Kansas City, Missouri. He is my cousin, and we have been talking some sports here on today's talk. And Deshawn, I certainly appreciate you giving me some of your time today. We're going to close out the interview now, but before we do that, if there's anything that you want to close with, please feel free.
It's an honor and a blessing to be on your show. I'm glad you're up there in New York doing your thing. We're all proud of you. The family all loves you.